Hello there, guys. At the risk of sounding like every other YouTuber out there, I'd really appreciate it if you'd click the subscribe button. It's free, it doesn't cost you anything, and it allows my channel to grow, which means guests like the one you're about to watch, as well as more, would be willing to come on. Just give it a like, give it a subscribe, and we'll go from there. All right, thank you, and enjoy this episode.
Wonderful. Thank you for having me.
Not a problem, not a problem. I really want to get right into it. I've had a lot of my fans slash supporters sending questions when I mentioned that you were coming on. I know we've tried to sort of get this arranged quite well. So, first of all, tell us about your life and how you ended up in the adult industry.
You know, all in all, my life has been really boring. I've had several people go, "Oh my God, you should should write a book," and I went, "No." I grew up in a small town in Eastern Washington. Did the whole boring life. I was not a troublemaker teenager. I was actually a very good kid. Only snuck out of the house once, and I got caught, so I never did it again. But I went to the Art Institute, got a degree in photography.
Okay.
But then I ended up in front of the camera, not behind the camera, but that's okay. So now actually photography is more of a hobby. I might maybe kind of put together my own little gallery of my photography. We'll see if I'm that courageous. But after that, really, I kind of lived a normal 20s life, got married, had kids, started swinging, getting into the BDSM lifestyle, and get into porn.
Was that literally the pathway into the adult industry? You started swinging, and then BDSM, and then porn.
Yeah, because as I mentioned, I ended up being in front of the camera more than behind it. So I was doing a lot of like runway models. I did a play in my local town. Um, and that was in my 20s. So then when I met my husband, we did all the family stuff, got pregnant, got fat, had to lose, all of that women have to go through when we have kids. But it was in my early 30s where we had started swinging, and we were hosting private personal gangbangs. We would go to swinger parties, all of that. We would have like BDSM parties. So it was fun. So with that, we also had, you would remember Yahoo groups. But all of you out there, you might not have heard of Yahoo groups, because I know
Was speaking for yeah, I do remember them. Yeah, I do remember Yahoo groups, AOL chat rooms as well. Maria's nightmares.
Yeah, so we put pictures of because this was back when we could put anything up. We didn't need, signed documents saying that it's okay that I'm here, and IDs and all of that we have to have now. Um, and we had been in that lifestyle for several years, and then decided to start our website, kind of to get me back into modeling. Well, with all of this, I ended up being discovered by Seymore Butts. He owned an agency.
Simpsons character.
Yeah.
After all, not a character on The Simpsons. After
Yeah. So it's his agency. Um, and then of course I talked to one of his agents about, it's like, hey, oh my God, you're gorgeous. Oh my God, we've seen your pictures, and do you do gangbangs? Do you want to go into porn? And I'm like, I get more sex? And he's like, yeah. And I go, and I get paid for that sex? And he went, yeah. I know what I'm in.
isn't it? Forgive me, but this is a question that someone submitted. Isn't it? Isn't it like a high-end prostitution? Would that was that an accurate description? Yeah.
If you want to split hairs in the definition of prostitution, yes. But for the US, because we fall under the entertainment umbrella, because we film it. So it is art, it is entertainment, it is so yes, we get paid for sex, but we are entertainers. We are actually actors, just acting the part. And we just happen to have sex.
I was a teenage boy once. I remember the acting is not that great.
Well, you try and get a 5, 10, or a 10-page script an hour before you're supposed to start.
No, fair.
Not even. We aren't given months to learn our scripts.
So a lot of my listeners, viewers, and other people that I know, I've got a lot of people that follow the channel. Just define what swinging is. For someone who doesn't know, who's never heard, I've got a fine here, I think, but obviously you, as you say, you live that life.
All you kids out there, Google swinger. I'm kidding. Swingers, they are a group of people. It is actually a lifestyle
Right.
that has open ideals when it comes towards sex.
Okay.
So most swingers are married couples, but of course you've got you do have your people who are just dating, so boyfriend, girlfriend, whatever. But generally some sort of couple. And then a lot of times single guys will be able to like come to a party here and there, but basically it's you get together, you meet people, you meet new people, you meet old friends, whatever. You go off and you fuck and you go back. Now each couple has their own rules, I guess you could say. So some would be a soft swap, which would be only one of the partners play, or a full swap where both partners play.
Right.
And then you've got some, I must be with my partner in the same room. Some are like, go do whatever you want. But I will say it is an amazing lifestyle. The people that are in that lifestyle are absolutely wonderful. They're open-minded. They're not pretentious. They know the difference between love and sex. Right?
Right.
So sex is just, it's physical, right? We have needs, we have yearnings, wants, and all that. That's physical. So it's like when you're doing or having sex with people at a swinger party, it's that. It's just like animalistic sex.
Right.
You will build friendships, and that, of course, makes the sex better, right? So emotions make sex better. So saying that, the people who are married in that lifestyle have the strongest marriages I have ever come across.
That's interesting.
They're completely open. They're completely honest with each other. There's no lies. I mean, you're out fucking someone else. You go to your partner, I'll go to my husband and go, oh my God, this is what I did, and da 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 da. So you get to relive it. You turn on your partner by talking about it. Or if your partner was there, they were getting turned on because they were watching you. But they know the difference that this is just sex. We can be friends, but I love my partner.
Right.
And that love is strong. There is no insecurities at all. There's no jealousy. To me, that's actually kind of my idea of utopia.
How is there? I've got a couple of questions here that I really want to unpack, because you've touched on a few things and you clearly know more about it than I do. So who brings that up in a relationship? By the way, I want to fuck other people and stay together. And then how is there no jealousy? Well, she's got bigger tits, or he's got a bigger cock. Like how do you not?
That, the insecurity is the leading thing into jealousy.
Right.
When you have no insecurity, you are completely secure in your relationship. There isn't any jealousy. There wouldn't be, right? Love is not jealous. So that's just how that goes. Plus, some people are wired different than others. There are definitely people that they just can't understand the idea of sharing. And that's just how they are. That's just how they're wired. Others,
person and not an object, surely.
right. But and then other people they just have that natural security and trust in their partners, and they have that type of relationship. Now, who asks first? I will say most of the time it is the men.
Really? That's
You was he partner?
It was. It actually was. Yes.
How did you react when he asked if you wanted to start swinging?
Well, I mean, we knew each other really, really well, so he just kind of just brought it up one day.
I mean, were you fulfilling physically? Like you didn't need? Did you feel the need to bring someone else in, or?
It's not really a need. It's an experience.
Right.
Hey, let's try this. And I've always been the person that is like, you know what? I'm not going to say yes or no, either whether I'm going to do it or whether I'm going to like it. I mean, how would I know if I like something or not unless I try it? So
I don't know. I guess there's that side to it.
I'm always open to trying it. So my husband set up a 3-on-1 for me. I was hooked after.
A 3-on-1.
Yeah.
So that's 3 men to you. Is that right?
3 men to me. Yes. And it was a blast. And I mean, he actually did. I mean, it's not that he just, walked in, after work one day and was like, "Hey, honey, let's, join the swingers club." He actually, I mean, you do kind of softly bring it up. Like he knew I was open-minded, and yeah. But you're gonna have some relationships where the guy's gonna have to kind of walk on eggshells a little bit, but then start slow. I mean, just go to like a small party. Go, kind of baby steps into the lifestyle, because if you basically dive in head first, you could get overwhelmed.
Well, this is the reason I wanted to talk to you about this, because obviously you work and live in that lifestyle. Now I'm very happily married. We've never considered the prospect, and it's not something that even flicks a switch for us.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's that.
The wiring that I was talking about.
Yeah. A lot of people are that way. And it's why do people think the way they do? There's many reasons. I mean, there's religion, there's social pressures, there's, you yourself, your soul, how you think, how you're wired. There's so many interests out there that, if swinging isn't for you, that's perfect. Good for you guys. It's just a little way to like spice up the life, spice up your life. You meet new people. You meet people that are like-minded. You do end up becoming friends. Yeah, and it's just a little extra little thing on the side.
Just a little bit more.
But it's not an affair, because again, everything's out on the table. Everything's out in the open. There is no lies.
It's an affair with consent.
You could say that.
Well, no,
Which,
it's an affair.
an affair with consent isn't. An affair with consent isn't really an affair, is it?
No, because there's still an emotional attachment. Whereas you said yourself would gain a friendship, but you don't have a relationship like in the traditional sense.
Right. Yeah. Your heart loves who your heart loves. And then I could go a step farther, because I am polyamorous as well. And that's its own thing from swinging.
I know someone who's in a poly relationship actually, and even that I can't get my head around. So if I get my head around it, there's others that can't. So can you, in a nutshell, what is polyamorous, please, for the love?
Polyamorous is realizing that you have the capability to be in love with multiple people. So have that deep heart pull when you look at your wife.
Yeah.
You actually have that for someone else, but it's still different. So love has many aspects. from you love your parents to you love your sister to you love your friend, you love your partner. It's all love. It's just different levels of love. And then being poly is you can attain that highest level of love for more than one person.
That's an interesting take. So, the reason it, so just let me get this out there. So, the reason it doesn't affect your relationship is because you both share, and you're both happy with sharing, and polyamorous is the same sort of thing.
But extended. But now you're bringing in actual personal emotion, real emotion, instead of just friends fucking,
Yeah, I don't think I'd appreciate if my wife was doing that, and I don't think she'd appreciate if I was doing that, to be fair. We're quite traditional, like in that regard.
And there's a lot. I mean, like the swinger community it's a very small percentage of the population. It's probably only like 10% of the mass population that thinks this way, that are open that way. And then even less that are polyamorous. So
Right. Okay. So you said about the lifestyle.
Yep.
So let's move on to the professional aspect of it. So
the quotes, yes, I am a hooker. Yes, it's okay.
no, I'm not. No, that's disrespectful, and I wouldn't. I asked the question that a supporter asked. That's it. Seymore Butts. I know I've heard that name when Mo's answered the phone on The Simpsons. I know I've heard that.
Oh yeah. 90s, early 2000s.
Yeah. Back when The Simpsons was still funny, in my opinion. So you got offered a role, or you got offered a job doing movies, acting, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Do you never think, "Oh, this is going to hurt," or this is too much of a weird storyline? Or I did a bit of research, and I did a bit of research, obviously, before our conversation today. And this taboo stuff is not for me.
Yes and yes and yes. There's, I mean, the first question is, did I ever think it was going to hurt? No, no. By the time I got into the industry, I mean, I was full on MILF. I was 36. So
It's to be a milk now.
I had lots of practice in sex. Plus swinging several years before that. So no, I never thought it would hurt, but I also went in with adult knowledge of how to prepare yourself and, do things to make sure that you aren't going to get hurt. I mean, I've done triple anal, and that was something very, very, very careful.
Questions you shouldn't ask.
Logistics. If you're trying to logistically figure out how did the 1, 2, 3, how did the 4 sets of legs, where did they all go? Don't even try. You're gonna blow it's your brain's gonna explode.
Yeah, I'm gonna need a lot of alcohol to try and figure that out, I think.
Now that one was, I wouldn't say painful, but it was definitely intense. And it took a lot of preparation. I mean, a lot of preparation.
Is that the most explosive done? So, 2 questions there. Is that the most extreme that you've done, and how the hell do you prepare for that?
Well, now the word extreme can be varied. So you could have extreme as triple anal. You can have the extreme as like bloodletting. So
no, that's too much, I think.
That goes into the BDSM side. So if you want to talk like group sex or just sex life, yeah, the triple was probably the most extreme. Because gangbangs, those are easy.
Is that the same as a train?
A gangbang?
Yeah.
Gangbang will be technically, it's like 5 guys on 1 girl or higher. And I've had up to 10 and me.
So you're not,
And I don't consider that as extreme as the triple anal.
you're not catching up to Bonnie Blue quite yet then.
No. No. You know what? Some of those girls that I am very impressed on what some of these girls can do.
So do you, speaking of Bonnie Blue, as I mentioned in now, oh, I wish I had. The OnlyFans thing, are you on there as well, or do you just do studio work?
No, I'm on there as well. Yeah, so I do a kind of a mix of both. So when I travel to film, then I'll set up a couple 1 or 2 days of shoots for my content as well.
No, that's fair enough. That's fair enough. And the industry itself, like, there's a lot of stereotypes, I guess is the term. So is everyone on drugs? Is everyone traumatized? Is everyone alcoholics? What is it like in your experience?
It doesn't matter what industry you're in, you're gonna have every single one of those problems.
True.
You have people with depression. You have people who commit suicide. You have people who are on drugs. So you can have CEOs. You can have bankers. You can have people on Wall Street. You can have teachers. You can have, which is not a good thought, but it's like, it doesn't matter what career you're in. Every single career, every single genre has their own problems. And those problems are very prevalent. There are a lot of alcoholics and drug addicts. We aren't any different, but because we are in the public light, it shows more often.
I get you.
So what I have seen, no, we are actually all, we're very clean physically. I mean, we have a strict regimen of testing. We have to test every 2 weeks, so we cannot work. And it's a full panel. So the industry itself is very clean. Things come in, of course. So we have our protocols to keep everybody safe. And then, yeah, there's of course depression and there's suicide. Absolutely. There's, some drugs, but I really have never, ever met anyone in 20 years that was a drug addict.
Got you. I get you. So no one's there on set just injected.
No.
I know. I get.
The industry, you hear of like predators in the industry, where the directors are coercing, the girls to do other things off set. And while that happens, yes, but it also happens in Hollywood. It also happens in office, employee, boss and employee. It happens everywhere. What we tend to get is a lot more, like online bullying, because at least here in the US, sex workers are considered a second-class citizen. So that's where we have our problems. And that can lead to more depression because bullying is not something that we ever want to do, but it happens, right? And depending on the mental state of these, and I'm just going to say girls, because that's pretty much like all in our industry who have committed suicide. They had other things going on as well. And for one, just the one thing just kind of tipped them. But again, suicide happens everywhere.
Unfortunately, that is a case. I spent many years working in mental health.
It's sad.
Yeah,
It's sad. And our global climate right now is worse. It's like no one is nice anymore. We all kind of forgot you know what, if you can't say anything nice, don't say anything at all. That is totally gone. We've lost all of that. Our empathy for other people is gone. So mental health is very, very important all around globally.
no, I agree with that. I agree with that. After working in it for nearly 10 years, I agree. Just to bring it back to the industry a bit, would you say that your experiences on set are wholly positive on the most part then?
My experience is yes. And I'm going to say because I went in the industry at the age I did,
Yeah.
I really wasn't considered prey because I wasn't 18. I was double that age. So yeah, I mean, it's like when I will say there was one time in the very beginning of my career that I had someone from the crew, not the director, not the producer, but someone from the crew try to get me off and fucking one of the side bedrooms, and was a little pushy, but again, I'm full adult and I'm like, no, what are you doing? Um, so and then everything else, no, I've always seen respect. I've always been treated really well. I've always gotten along with everybody. They, me. So yeah, it's like for everything that I have experienced, I have experienced nothing but an amazing time. Amazing people.
That is good and refreshing to hear, really, because there's a lot of stigma. Like we said earlier, there's a big stereotype around the industry that everybody is either traumatized or they've got mental health or addiction is a problem. But like you say, actually, thinking about it, and I'm not name dropping anyone because I don't do that, but when I worked in the health service, there was clearly people that had issues with addiction. I've known people in other jobs that have had issues with depression. So yeah, I guess you're right. Whatever industry, it just takes all sorts, as the term may be. So, I was always told never to ask a lady her age, but you entered the industry at 36. You said.
Yeah.
Where are you at now? You said.
I'm 56 now.
56.
56, yeah.
Still going strong.
Still going strong. I love it. Yeah. At least for the most part. There's times where I just don't want to get up out of bed like we all do. I'm like, oh, I really don't want to go to work. But no, I'm kidding. I love it. It's yeah. I don't have any plans to retire. Things are shifting. I am getting older and the industry is definitely a kind of like sports, it's a young person's.
I get you. As the term is, it's a young person.
Yeah. So, studio work it's gonna drop, but that's okay because I'm just gonna increase, the content that I make. So
No, that makes sense. That makes sense. So, I don't know how it is in the US because obviously I'm in the UK. There used to be jokes when I was a teenager or maybe younger. I've seen your mum naked. Have you got kids?
I do. I have two. A girl, I have a kid. Yes, they've seen me naked.
Well, your kids would, but the fact that their friends may have, how do you navigate that?
You know what? None of their friends have actually like come up to me and say, I recognize you. I have kind of heard like through the grapevine that that's your mom, but no, there really isn't a whole lot of talk about it. And yeah, I haven't had any of my children's friends come up to me. I did have my stepson come up to me though.
Oh, really? How did that go?
He talked to his dad and not me about it, but it was actually kind of funny because he was older teen. Okay, I'm just gonna older teens. And as teenage boys do, they're surfing the internet and came across some of my stuff, and he texted his dad. He's like, "Damn, oh my god, my stepson or my stepmom is actually a porn star." Yeah. And it's like my husband was like, "Yeah, isn't it cool? But you shouldn't be watching porn. But it's really cool. But you should not have looked her up."
It's like bragging rights, but behave yourself.
Yeah. Yeah. So, but even my stepson never said anything to my face. Just that, wow, you actually do this. And then,
Is that a respect thing, or is that just a I'm not going to bring it up.
Bye, it's a respect thing. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's good. That's good. I often wonder, like, you see, I say often, I've wondered from time to time, like the girls that do OnlyFans, if they ever have children, like their kids' lives are going to be hell from bullies at school. You would imagine, one would imagine.
There's practices that you put in place to, keep your children safe, away from, you have your office studio locked. It's so they can't come across accidentally your computers or, anything. You don't bring co-stars to the house while they're still here. I actually never filmed at the house while my kids were young. So it's not that difficult. You just have to put the work in place.
Okay. So what I'm taking from this, and I'm appreciative that we're running out of time. What I'm taking from this is that it's just another industry. There's too much stigma around it. And I guess you're doing a service for people that need it.
It's kind of yes and no. There's a lot of drawback. Of the kids nowadays, and I'm generalizing,
Yeah.
but a lot of parents now have an issue teaching their kids sex. So the kids are learning sex by watching porn. And pornos are not reality, you guys. That is not real sex. Do not use porn as your teacher, please. It's not right. No, it's not real. It's like you go onto an anal scene and you see the guy's dick just go straight into the girl's ass. There's a lot of prep that goes behind the scenes. That does not happen in real life. There is some fingering and there's stretching and arousal and foreplay. So positions, anyway, it's not real, you guys. So that's the drawback, is the kids are learning where they shouldn't be learning. But I forgot the good part now. Crap.
So, yeah, so the good part is you're providing a service, you're enjoying what.
Yeah, the service.
But the eye side is that kids are learning less.
Yeah.
money.
The service I do actually feel is a good way of looking at it, because I have had several fans they're in a dry spell. So, it's like our scenes help them relieve some of that stress to get past this dry spell to go chase
I
somebody.
mean, they're not physically active.
Right. I've had
If anyone was done.
couples email me and say that they now watch porn together and use it as a foreplay tool. I hear that a lot, that we really do help couples like experience some new things. It's, I don't know, our version of sex therapy.
That's an interesting way of looking at it, actually. I did research before I spoke to you. I've got another adult starlet due to come on at some point in the future. What is with the rise of this taboo situation? It seems a bit wrong to me personally. You can call me all fuddy-duddy if you want.
The invention of the internet.
The stepson and the stepsister thing. Can't just two people just burn on camera anymore?
Yes.
These.
I am known for being, the world's mommy. I'm all fine with that. That's my character. That's my position, whatever.
Choice term.
Yeah, but it would be nice, because when I first started the whole the stepmom, stepson, stepdaughter was just starting. So we were still doing the crazy, the tacky pool boy and pizza boy and plumber, and we were doing a lot of those.
I've come to
We were all doing imaginative features like pirates.
I have seen that film. I have seen for my sins. I have seen that one.
It's a good movie. It really
Is the human eating actor really does the CGI needs some work.
Yeah. But I I lost my track now. Dang it, what's wrong with me?
It was the step parent thing. Why has that been a right?
Yeah. And then it's like the internet technology changed, and of course technology affected everything, including us. And I don't know, I think it was just the internet. Before, we only had National Geographic, right? And Playboy. Okay.
Oh, and
This
Hustler.
I'm dating me, you guys. I am dating me big time. But that's so it's like our reach for what we could find or see was very, very limited. And then as soon as the internet came about, everybody was now posting the all of their different types of kinks. Well, we do want to, we as humans, we always want to increase what we do things more, do things better. And that kind of led into the whole sexuality as well. So it's like now you're going, oh, well, she's really hot, but she's 20 years older than me. That, it's like before that was never really known, or it was considered grave robbing, but it would be an older man to a younger woman. That was more accepted.
No, I get
The internet shifted that to put the woman now in, I'll say, in the power position, the seducer, whatever. And it's if you really look, the internet is getting more and more and more extreme. We started out not showing any blood, right? Now we're seeing videos of people actually being shot, of being beheaded. Okay. That was the same thing. We started out very vanilla, very normal, but then as more people put up other things because they're going to experiment, we're like, oh, well, I like that better because it's more.
Got you.
So, and we always want, the grass is greener on the other side. So you always want what you can't have, hence the step taboo, because it's not socially accepted to fuck your stepson or stepmom, stepdaughter, right?
Well,
So it's a fantasy that people have big time. And then they can have that as an outlet to live that fantasy, even though they can't in real life, or it's not accepted in real life.
So I've just got one final question, and then I promise I'll let you go. Thank you again for your time this evening for me. How well does it pay, the adult industry? And I know that's a question for one of my supports. They wanted to know how well it pays, and does it pay better on OnlyFans, or does it pay better via studio?
There's variables in that for that answer. So it depends. I mean, the entertainment business, Hollywood, Bollywood, the entertainment music, it's all very fickle. So it starts out with you personally, how you look, how you act, how you work. And are you popular? Do your scenes buy? Well, if your scenes buy, you're going to get booked more, right? You're going to get more scenes. So I'll say the A-list stars that are constantly filming, they don't necessarily have to do OnlyFans or ManyVids or any of the other sites because they make quite a bit of money. Now, do they make the millions that is rumored to be out there? No. That's the studios. That's the bigger companies, the people that have websites. They can have that opportunity. OnlyFans is definitely a situation to where what you put in is what you get back. So there's a lot of accounts that it's just the person doing it, and depending on what or how much they put into their work is their popularity. The accounts that have hired a team to help them out, those accounts do make a lot of money. So really right now, I would say if you're doing your OnlyFans page to its highest point, yeah, you're gonna make more than studio work. Studio work, we get a flat fee,
Right. Okay.
one payment. And it doesn't matter. We don't get residuals, we don't get royalties. We just get that one flat fee. And then even if the studio sells the C, which happens a lot, we don't get anything from that transaction either.
That's interesting as well.
Yeah.
Well, that was my final question. Thank you, Syren, for your time this evening.
Absolutely, my pleasure. I had a lot of fun.
Good, I'm glad. Right, thank you.
All right. Have a good night.
Bye-bye.